Hi, I'm McKinzi Williams, and I'm here to talk to you about the Peabody Developmental Motor Skills 2nd Edition, or the PDMS-2. The PDMS-2 was developed by Folio and Fuel in 2000, and its purpose is to assess the gross and fine motor skills of children ages birth to 5 years old. The PDMS-2 assesses the following client factors: motor reflexes, control of voluntary movement, and gait patterns, as well as the performance skills of aligns, stabilizes, reaches, bends, grips, manipulates, coordinates, moves, lifts, walks, calibrates, flows, and sequences. This is done by naturalistic observation and task performance done by the therapist, which takes 45 to 60 minutes to complete depending on the child's age. There are 249 test items in the PDMS-2, which are broken down into gross motor and fine motor subscales. The gross motor subscale is divided into the following 4 sections: reflexes, stationary, locomotion, and object manipulation. The fine motor subscale is divided into the 2 categories of grasping and visual motor integration. Each subscale is broken down into what the norm action is for that movement depending on the child's age. For example, in terms of reflexes, item number 1 begins at 2 months of age when the child should be showing the walking reflex. Item number 2 begins at 4 months when the child should be showing the asymmetrical tonic neck reflex. The examiner should follow specific instructions given for each test item in the Guide to Item Administration. The instructions differ for the various items, and the examiner must follow exact written procedure for each item. When the child is assessed for each item, they are given a score of 0, 1, or 2 for that item. The criteria breakdown for each scored item is clearly explained in the Guide to Item Administration. The gross motor and fine motor subscales can be administered and interpreted individually or combined for a total motor quotient. Let's talk about reliability. The PDMS-2 showed excellent inter-rater reliability with R values of 0.97 for fine motor and 0.98 for gross motor. It also showed excellent test-retest reliability with an R value of 0.89, as well as excellent internal consistency with Cronbach's alpha values ranging between 0.96 and 0.97. Now for some validity. The PDMS-2 showed adequate construct validity with a strength of association between the subscales ranging between 0.63 to 0.84. It showed excellent concurrent criterion validity when compared to the first edition of the PDMS, the Mullen Scales of Early Learning, the Bailey Scales of Infant Development 2nd Edition, as well as the Early Intervention Developmental Profile. I will now act as the therapist and demonstrate assessing a client, played by Caitlin, on the test item of standing on 1 foot. This item is assessed in children ages 59 to 60 months. Okay, Caitlin, I'm going to have you now stand on 1 foot, and I'll demonstrate first. I put my one leg up, and I put my hands on my hips, and I stand here for 10 seconds. Okay. And then I switch to the other foot, and then I do that for 10 seconds. Cool. Now can you stand on 1 foot and put your hands on your hips like I did? As you can see, Caitlin does not sway more than 20 degrees in any direction and is able to stand on 1 foot for 10 seconds. This qualifies her for a score of 2 for this item. Now let's talk about the cost and overall utility. The PDMS-2 manual is $97 and the score sheets are $37 for 25 sheets. The PDMS-2 had excellent clinical utility and was easily available. The reliability was excellent with more than 2 well-designed studies showing internal consistency, test-retest, and interrelator reliability. The validity of the PDMS-2 ranged from adequate to excellent. This assessment had excellent criterion validity and adequate construct validity and content validity, as well as responsiveness. So that's the Peabody Developmental Motor Scale 2nd Edition. Thanks for watching.